My name is Geoff Gallo. For those who don't know, I'm a partner with Fernandez CPA. CEO Leadership Forums has been in existence since late 2015, and we've been putting on anywhere from 6 to 10 events a year between this location and some other socials that we've been at. And our objective is to bring, business leaders together to kind of commiserate, learn from each other, and learn from the folks that we put in front of them. So this is a really cool topic. We have about 30 people in our group representing 15 companies, CEO Leadership Forums, and the objective is really to connect you to thought leaders and ultimately to the students here. What some folks may know is that over the last 5 years, this organization has raised and committed about $150,000 of scholarship money to students at the college that are involved in the baccalaureate degree programs. We've got a few folks here. My friend Nasser Dayat, Paul Wilder, okay, and I'm about to introduce another friend of mine from Valencia. His name is Jay Galbraith. I got to meet Jay on a bus ride. I think it was to Tallahassee when we were when a group of us, there was about 30 of us that went up there to the Board of Education, and that was the day that the baseball degree, the Bachelor of Applied Sciences and Business and Organizational Leadership, which was literally now it was I think the 4th baccalaureate program that was approved. And so now there's how many students here, Jay? Do you know? Or Vanessa?
2,800.
There's 2,800 students in that from zero. You look at the associate programs, there's, 39 of them? I lost track. But now, folks, if they want to go to UCF, they can, or they can stay right here and take it right through to their senior year and move on. But before you started, I would like to introduce Jay Galbraith, who is Vice President of Public Affairs and Advancement. One of the cool things that Jay just mentioned to me is like, just think of me as a field goal kicker on a football team, because if you miss, you care. But if I don't miss, nobody really knows who he is, but this is a really cool guy. He knows his stuff. All right, Jay.
Our team, like I said, we're kind of like the field goal kickers. No one cares who we are till we miss. And just so you know, what happens on the bus to Tallahassee stays on the bus. So it's great to be here, and it's great to just welcome you. So before I get started, I'm reminded with Nasser in the house of a story, because Nasser and I are kind of like the story. So there's every year in New York, there's the Al Smith dinner, which is a famous, big, huge charity dinner in New York, honoring Al Smith, the great mayor of New York. And so this is a massive dinner. And one year, the senior senator from New York was the speaker. And so this thing is so big, they have a 3-tiered stage where people sit to eat and then they speak. So the senator's kind of, like he is back here getting ready for dinner and eating, and the server is serving the senator. And he comes and he puts a roll on the bread plate and a pat of butter. And the senator doesn't even look up. He just says, "I'll have 2 pats of butter." And the server says, "No, you get 1 pat of butter." And the senator says, No, I really want 2 pats of butter." So then you get 1 pat of butter. And so finally, the senator kind of looks at him, pulls the glasses down, and says, "You obviously don't know who I am. I'm the senior senator from the state of New York, and I'm the keynote speaker tonight." And the server looked at him and said, "You obviously don't know who I am. I'm the man in charge of the butter." Nasser is in charge of our butter here at Valencia College. He makes everything happen. So thank you, Nasser, for all you do for us. And so let me just give you a context, because I know your comments and your conversations today will be around hybrid work. So we're experiencing the exact same challenges you are at Valencia College with our workforce. So whatever challenges you're having, we are too with our workforce. So about 4,000 employees, number of those are part-time in the context. As you know, we hire a lot of adjunct faculty to help our students because we want that business experience in the classroom. And the same challenges with our teams as it relates to their desire or lack of desire to come back face to face. So we're having to adjust. The biggest challenge, though, in our world is with our students. So let me just give you some real quick context. During the pandemic, we learned to run a 70,000 student college remote online in 1 week, attempting to not lose that learning experience. But we also know in our world with our students, sometimes our students, because most of our students work, they got life struggles, and so we can't lose them. Because if we lose them, the likelihood that they come back into their educational journey is not like maybe a traditional educational experience. So we did something unique at Valencia College. If we didn't ask our professors to do it, we did it. So the back office staff, we called every single student.
Wow.
And we said, we got them on the phone. We talked to 44,000 students. We got them on the phone and we said, how are you doing? Don't change your educational journey. What do you need? Do you need a hotspot? Do you have Wi-Fi at home? Some of these folks don't have Wi-Fi at home. We sent out thousands of hotspots. Do you have a laptop? No. We sent a laptop. We literally bought 4,000 or 5,000 laptops, and we started sending out laptops. We got rid of the bureaucracy, so it wasn't like we said, we didn't say, here, sign these 14 papers and these legal documents, and we sent them, because, we're like, well, what if we don't get the laptops back? We don't get the laptops back. We cut through all the bureaucracy. So just so you know, we did some polling, and we also helped our students with things like food insecurity. But so just for some context, we found out 40% of our students had serious food insecurity during the pandemic. So it was very impacting on them, and we needed to make sure they were taken care of. So I just wanted to tell you the impact of the pandemic. So what's happening now? The same thing that's happening in the work environment is happening to our students. So what does it look like? So when we went into the pandemic, we were about 20-25% remote. But a lot of that was some of our specialized classes like baseball, etc. Where are we going to end up? We're probably going to end up 50% remote. But what does that look like? We're going to be hybrid. So I think a lot of our classes, in the old days, because I'm looking around the room, I think I'm the oldest person in the room. In the old days, you would have Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, right? Well, I think you now might have a Monday, Friday hybrid on Zoom class and Wednesday in the classroom. So I think what's going to happen is the professors are going to adapt to what kind of the needs and the modes of our students are. So all of that to say, just like you, we're trying to figure it out because we have a responsibility to serve our students where they are. So we have a philosophy at Valencia College that we believe every student can learn under the right conditions. But it's our job to create those conditions. So let me leave you with one cool story that happened last night. So I, like you, I came from industry, so I spent 12 years in the tourism business. I've been in politics for a long time. I've had the privilege of having dinners with governors and presidents, and I've even met a queen. And so the last night was one of the coolest nights of my life. But we had a student named Ms. Travaris, a lot of life challenges. He completed a certificate that we offer in customer service. Travaris doesn't have a home. He figures out a way to make life work for him right now. We found out he was graduating, or we found out he was getting a certificate. He said, hey, do I get to graduate? Well, we hadn't in the past had our certificate students go through graduation. So we're like, okay. So we now let our certificate graduates go to the big graduation. So we graduated. And he said to us, I've never been able to celebrate anything, so I'd like to celebrate. And all I can afford is Golden Corral. So we mentioned this at our foundation board meeting. Last night, Disney hosted a special dinner for him at the Contemporary Hotel with about 6 of us. So we show up, you know, as only Disney can do, and they've got Mickey Mouse special graduation cap. We're in the lobby of Steakhouse 71. They do a toast in front of everyone. And then Disney had arranged literally the entire restaurant. They handed out signs. And when Travaris walked in, it was this massive celebration going to the table. And then literally they said, order all you want, all that stuff. And then literally it was like having dinner with Barack Obama. Because literally the entire night, guests were coming up to him going, congratulations, you did it, what's next? And so what I want to say to you is, because of your involvement with us, we can work with industry like Disney and do those things for our students. So if you ever get jaded in what you do, say in my business of politics, you get jaded. But if you ever get jaded, just think of that story and know that what you're doing, we can change lives in partnership with you every day.
Amen. Little things done in extraordinary ways. Thank you, Valencia Collins. Jay, that was inspiring, really. So I am going to introduce my dear friend, Casey Fernandez of Highland. Casey's going to be moderating for us. He's a pro at it. We have fun with it. And Casey likes to say, you know, he finds ways to help businesses save 60% of their insurance spend with alternative ways to manage their risk. So, Casey, where are you?
Hiding in the shadows.
There he is, my friend Casey Fernandez. I'm gonna move this along here.
Well, while Jeff's doing that, since we're in the risk management business, just so everybody knows, if you haven't identified, there are exits on both sides. You know, and I know it's important to know that those are available if you need it. If you exit out this way, you will be on the 5th floor and have a quick way down. So I would not go out those exits if you have to for some reason. There's exits on both sides. I get to introduce all 6 of the people that are going to be speaking today. We have a great group, and it's a big responsibility. I'm reminded of the time where a gentleman was introduced as the guy who had made $1 billion in the gas business in Oklahoma, and everybody cheered, and oh, we're going to learn all this stuff. And the guy gets up and he goes, well, thanks for the introduction, but not from Oklahoma. I'm from Texas. You know, Texans, you know how they are. And he's like, and it wasn't in the gas business, it was in the oil business. And I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't make $1 billion, I lost it. So you have to be careful with when you've got introductions.